I feel like I've met a lot of people in my life, people with different backgrounds, different personalities, and all different stories that they share. And one thing that really sticks with me is this. The people that I respect the most are the ones who are humble. And by humble, I don't mean people who make themselves small or they just deny their worth. I mean the kind of people who could brag, but they don't. The ones who've achieved so much in their lives, but they never feel the need to rub it in your face. They know who they are and they don't need the whole room to clap to feel validated. And those are the people that I respect, people with humility. I've noticed that truly humble people carry this certain quiet confidence that I've talked about before. It's not loud, it's not flashy, but you feel it the moment you're around them. They listen more than they talk. They don't just wait for their turn to speak, they actually care about what you're saying. And when you walk away from a conversation with them, you don't feel drained, you just kind of feel understood. It's kind of funny because society kind of wants us to be the loudest in the room if we want to be recognized. You always kind of feel the need to brag what you have to, I don't know, put some people in their places. You want to be recognized all the time of the hard works that you put in so that, you feel proud of yourself. But the people who earn my respect are the ones who don't need to be noticed. They don't need to be recognized. They let their character, their work, and their presence kind of speak for itself. And I think that's very rare. And to be completely honest, when I was younger, I didn't really get it because I thought that respect came from just being impressive. By showing people what I could do, just trying to stand out. But the older I get, the more I realize that the people that I naturally gravitate toward were the ones who weren't really trying so hard to prove anything. They just were. Like at one point, I remember meeting someone who achieved way more than I ever had in my life. And I felt like they had all the reason to just kind of walk into a room with their chest out, giving advices to people and, I don't know, just kind of show people that they're the best. And it wouldn't have been weird if they did that because everyone kind of, agreed that they actually achieved so much in their lives. They were very admirable people. But instead, I didn't see a single sign of arrogance or this condescending behavior that I expected from them. They just asked me questions. They just wanted to know about my story, my struggle, my perspective in life, and the values that I have, and they just really encouraged me. And that really stuck with me because that's when I realized that humility isn't really about how you carry yourself, it's about how you make others feel. With the ability and experience that you have in life, it's about making others feel seen, helping them to get from this one point to the other. I don't know, without making them feel like a loser. And I learned and noticed that humble people don't pretend to know about everything. They're willing to say, I don't know. They're not really embarrassed to admit when they're wrong. And to me, that's so rare because let's be real, most of us are terrified of looking stupid, of not having the right answer, of being seen as less than. But humility takes courage. It takes strength to leave your ego aside. And it's actually the opposite of weakness because it means that you're strong enough to not need to prove yourself all the time. You're grounded enough to let others shine without feeling like it takes anything away from you. One thing that really shocked me last semester in school when I had lunch with this professor, he was a very smart guy. Throughout the class, you would learn so much from him. He has so much knowledge in the topic. The way he carries himself, the way he dresses is so professional. I feel like a lot of the students looked up to him. So when we had lunch with him, we got to know him better. We got to hear him talk more about his personal life. And I realized of how humble he was. He was so down to earth, he was so humble, he was able to praise other students' successes and their achievements rather than trying to I don't know, show his own or brag about his to the students. He made the environment so safe to just talk about whatever. And that was something that I was very surprised about because being a professor, you have a lot of achievements, you have a lot of experiences, you meet a lot of different people, and I feel like when you're in that position, when you've achieved so much academically, you just have so much to give, and sometimes you could, give many advices and stuff. But he wasn't like that, and he's the type of person that you could just tell right away when you talk to him. I feel like the biggest reason I respect humble people so much is that they make the world around them better. They don't compete with you, they don't make you feel small, they don't one-up you every time you say something about yourself. Instead, they lift you up, they make space for you. And I feel like in a society where everybody is obsessed with being seen, those kind of people are just unforgettable. So yeah, people that I respect aren't the loudest or the flashiest. They're not the ones with the biggest titles or the most fanciest lifestyles. I mean, I respect them a little bit in a way, but the ones I respect the most are the ones that stay grounded. The ones who remember that being human matters way more than just being impressive. And I guess that makes me want to live that way too. Just to be someone who doesn't need all the attention but still makes an impact. Someone who doesn't just talk about themselves but make others feel seen. Someone who knows that respect isn't demanded, it's earned quietly through humility. I think that's who I respect and that's who I'm trying to be. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you guys are doing well wherever you are, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.